royal cow.
And yet she barely produces a thing.
Some people can't imagine being stolen from.
And Soapy's one of those.
A lot of the team have worked together before, and so it's just really welcoming and comfortable, but at the same time, like, everybody is fantastic at their job, you know. So you're working with people, you know, at the top of their game, and they're so concentrated and so on it, at the same time as it's like so relaxed, and it's so good.
It's the getting started that's the puzzle. No way for a poor man to start.
You know, I want to create a character who's, if he had the opportunity, he could be, you know, the CEO of some multinational company, you know, like, say, like today's World Masayoshi Son of SoftBank, you know, or something like that. In the situation that he finds himself in, you know, with the sort of the racial prejudice of that time, and also like the monopoly situation that's, you know, occurring in that time period, you know, the fort during the time, it felt like there was so much opportunity, you know, in the Pacific Northwest, because of the beavers. And, you know, I don't know what the numbers work out to be, but, you know, say somebody was in London and they, you know, beaver fur was being made into these top hats, and because they're waterproof, and, you know, maybe a beaver fur would be worth like, I don't know, 10,000 of today's dollars, and you think, wow, you know, if I got to Portland, I could just like kill one, and then I've got $10,000 in my pocket, like, and then if I kill two, I've got 20,000. Wow, you know, let's get there. And then, but then, you know, you save up enough to get there on the ship, and then you realize that actually there's only one place which buys it, and unless you've got the money for a ship to ship whatever you killed back to London, you have to sell it to this one fort, and then they only buy it for, say, 200. And then, oh, hold on, wait, you didn't bring your own trap? Well, the trap sells for 500. And then, oh, hold on, there's no steel and no anything that you took for granted in London, you can't get over here. If you know, clothing, cloth, a pan, you know, matches, everything. And so, and if you buy anything from the fort, the prices are, and that's the monopoly power, you know. That sort of situation has happened throughout history. And so I think we're always interested in this sort of story, and how, you know, the dangers of it, and how we can perhaps try and find a way out of it.
You have a cow.
First cow in the territory.
This ain't a place for cows.
That's no place for white men either.
I sense opportunity here.
He's a traveler, and I was born in Hong Kong, lived in Malaysia, moved to Australia, an Australian citizen, studied acting in London. I love being exposed to different cultures and seeing different parts of the world, and same with King Lu. And I too think of myself as an entrepreneur. No, and have failed several times. Unfortunately, I do get trapped in, you know, the usual typecasting which happens, and it's like, oh, what roles do you play? Well, Chinese waiter, you know, Chinese ambassador, Chinese husband, and it would be fine if there was more depth to it, you know. Unfortunately, those opportunities are few and far between, and then here comes, you know, Kelly Reichardt with a script which is fantastic, and it doesn't ignore the fact that he's Chinese, but it's the integral part of the story is two human beings meet and become friends. And that's, you know, that's the type of project which I would love to do more of, you know.
Good Lord, give me another.
I'll give you 6 ingots for that last one. I taste London in this cake.
Were you actually physically making these oily cakes? Were
Yeah.
you eating them or enjoying them?
Yeah, well, I wasn't, you know, because he's the cook, he was making them. But I, you know, in that first scene when it was the biscuit, he made that first biscuit. And I wish we'd shot the rehearsal, because I went up to this cake, I picked it up, and I was like, okay, taste it. Wow, this was amazing. And I was like, I wasn't expecting that because I was like, okay, you know, it's gonna be cold, it's gonna, and I was genuinely surprised at how fantastic it was, and I wish that was caught on camera. I tried to recreate it, but yeah, it was yeah, well done to the props team. So yeah, they were tasty.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, there were some which by the time you by the time you're shooting, you know, whatever number take and so on, it could get a bit cold.
Yeah.
Captain, resistance bombers approaching.
Of course they are.
You've done some pretty large movies, but even The Last Jedi, you've got Rian Johnson behind the camera, and he's just one of the...
He was so sweet. It doesn't surprise me that they then hired him to like overlook the whole, you know, the whole Star Wars universe, because he was so kind-hearted, and he's so. Came in and did the ADR, and I've got, you know, just one line, and he was like, "Oh, Ryan, it's so good to see you. I think you'll be happy with what we did." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sure I will be happy with what you did." If I can continue to work with these people who, what I call good and able, you know, good as in like they're nice, warm, kind-hearted people, and they're able as in like they've got ability. Like I have worked with, you know, the team at First Cow. That's all I want, you know. Doesn't matter the size of the film it's just working with good and able people. That's my dream.
We got a window here, Cookie.
History isn't here yet. It's coming, but maybe this time we can take it on our own terms.